Freida McFadden, I have a question for you. Did you forget who your own characters are? Listen, I'm a fan of the original Housemaid. I did almost DNF it when I first read it because it was pissing me off. But once I got to part 2, I really liked it. I believe I have a review of it. I'll post it around so you can go watch that. The second one I thought was okay. I don't remember if I've done a video on that. Again, if I find it, I will link it. So I got a little bit excited for the third one, although I thought, what more do we need? It's just gonna be the same thing, right? Millie is going to be a maid. She's going to clean the house, watch the kids of rich people, and somebody is going through some stuff, usually the woman, and then she's going to kill them and then goodbye. That's the end of the thing. But The Housemaid is Watching, I believe that's the full title. I don't have the book with me at the moment. It's supposed to be a little bit different. It takes place about 11 or so years in the future. Millie is married to Enzo. They have 2 children and they were having their own house now, and Millie no longer works as a housemaid. She works as a social worker. So hell yeah, congratulations, she finished college and got a job. And Enzo's running his own business with like gardening, landscape, construction stuff. I'm not entirely sure. I think more on the landscaping side, right? Are they in a rich neighborhood? They're like definitely more on like the middle class, maybe higher middle class neighborhood, because the couple beside of them, their neighbor, following the same formula. She's got a bit of money, the woman, and the husband and all of that. The wife's a little bit snooty, a little bit snotty. The husband's like, oh, I'm not gonna get involved in it. And of course stuff happens. There's a housemaid that lives in that neighbor's house, and the housemaid's a little bit weird, and I don't understand where the book was going here. Millie does not seem to be Millie. Enzo doesn't seem to be Enzo. Like Millie, as much as she got on my nerves with every single book, she was more always the type to like stand up for herself, stand up for if she saw something wrong, or she was very proactive in trying to figure out what was wrong. But here in this third installment, I know she's a mother now, okay, she's older, she's supposed to be maybe in her late 30s, early 40s at this point, like older than me now in the story. I'm 33. She just seems so much more passive, seems a little bit more confident, and like she forgot everything that she's done. I mean, she's very aware of her prison life and, you know, the crime that she's done, but standing up for people and whatever, everything seems so passive, and she's just like, oh, I don't know. Okay, goodbye. And when we think that Enzo is doing something that he shouldn't be doing with other people and himself, oh, I don't know. Okay, goodbye. Girl, old Millie, book 1 and 2 Millie would have gone down to Enzo and tried to figure out what the hell was going on. But no, it's just weird neighbor that doesn't really, nothing exciting happens with the weird creepy neighbor. Things do happen with the rich neighbors, the annoying neighbors, because of course a husband's going to die. But we don't know who does it. We think that somebody else does it that we aren't supposed to expect does it. But then it just turns out somebody else does it. I'm gonna spoil it right now very quickly, okay? The daughter. Okay, let me jump in here real quick because I just remembered. The daughter does stab the neighbor in the gut, but then it's the housemaid of that household that finishes him off and actually delivers the killing blow. Or slice. What's her name? Ava? So Ava is the new Millie. I mean, you know, running in the family is like Lorelai and Rory, right? Rory's pregnant now at the end of, you know, all the Gilmore Girls stuff, the new addition that they added to it. So of course Millie's probably gonna have a child that's probably gonna get in that same type of mess. Although to be honest, I expected it to be the son. But no, it's the daughter. Of course it's the daughter. Millie is a woman, so of course her daughter is going to be the one to do that. But why is Millie a pansy? Why is Enzo a pansy? Like, I love that Enzo is trying to help the housemaid because the housemaid is going through it with her own husband. So whatever the housemaid is going through, it has nothing to do with the neighbors, the husband and the wife. They're doing bad things with kids and, you know, Millie's kids. But of course we think Enzo's cheating with the neighbor, right? With the woman neighbor, the wife. And then Millie's like, oh my god, I think my husband's cheating on me, but she's not trying to do anything about it. She's not trying to figure out if that's true. And then I guess when she does confront and that he's being more passive about it. I don't know, what the heck was I reading? I don't understand. I missed the badass characters that were in the original. Like, I know it's been a decade, but come on, no? In fact, I would almost expect you to be a little more badass because you have kids now and you want to protect your kids. I don't know, am I remembering the book that I read? And then when all that's said and done, and then we figure out the actual killer, I just told you, and then we get to the epilogue, I am wondering why a review that I read on Goodreads was wondering whether or not Millie is alive, because nowhere in the book, unless I'm forgetting everything that I read, nowhere in the book indicates that Millie is injured or dead. The epilogue ends with the housemaid, doing something I don't even remember. And let me tell you why I don't remember, because this was just a forgettable epilogue. To be honest, this is called The Housemaid is Watching. Are we supposed to be referring to, I forget her name, is it Martha, Maria? I don't remember. I'm gonna call her Martha. Is it supposed to be Martha? Is that what the title is referring to, or are we just still talking about Millie? But then we only get anything about Martha for like 5 pages total out of the entire book, if I'm being honest. Nothing, you know, very interesting, even though, oh, there's a subplot of her like being in trouble and being abused, and then there's something about her in the epilogue, and okay, it's so forgettable. What was the point? I don't remember what happened, although following the pattern, she probably, oh no, I remember. Do I remember? Did she have something to do with the, oh yeah, no. Ava, the little child, did not kill the husband. She injured him with a knife, but the housemaid finished it off. Okay. I would have liked a little bit more about Martha if we were going to get to that point, but I don't remember anything. I remember the first wife. I kind of remember the second wife in the second book. First wife, the Winchesters, right? Oh, I'll tell you what I really loved. Tying the first book in by bringing the daughter. So I'm reading it, and you know, we're getting a lawyer for Enzo, right? And then, oh my god, it's Cecilia Winchester from book 1. I love that. Actually, I love tying that in together. So that was really cool to see. That was probably the only thing I really liked. That was the only thing I liked. I would love a standalone book, like a little novella or whatever, just about Cecilia Winchester. That would be pretty cool, actually. It is the Winchesters in the first book, right? I can't remember the names now in the second book, but I think it's Winchester for the first one. But yeah, Cecilia being an adult, like 25 or something in the third book, loved it. Loved seeing that. I think we're done with the story. I feel like the third installment was a little bit of a cash grab. Like, good things come in threes. People are obsessed with the trilogy. Like, I don't know if it's an ADHD thing, but I like things in threes, right? So I get why you would want to have a trilogy, but this just felt like a very quick cash grab with no real thought into it. So we don't need a fourth one. If there was any possibility in mind of having a fourth one, don't do it. I say if you really just want to go ahead and finish it, because now we know it's a trilogy, obviously, go pick it up from the library or something, maybe. That's what I did. I only had the first actual copy on my bookshelf that I actually own, and I bought it from a used bookstore. But hey, let me know what you thought of it if you read it. Let's talk about it a little bit. And I talk about books more on Patreon. So I have a free tier and then the $1 minimum tier, but then I also have a book club type of tier. So if you would like to support the work that I do here, since this channel isn't yet monetized, I'd be happy to have you. But also, speaking of monetizing, if you would like to subscribe to the channel, also please do so. Would love to have you. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later. Bye.